Good morning. It's a beautiful day here in sunny Palm Coast, Florida. Temperatures are rising into the high 70s. Clear blue sky, sun shining, and we got the Roman Aqueduct under construction here. We got more pipes, perforated pipes. The current issue is to figure out the slope is not as extreme as it needs to be for the physics to force the water out all the way to the front. So a bit of a setback trying to figure that out. He still has some more work to do to getting all the piping done. The conduit has been ran, and I believe he ran the water line for the sink that we don't have yet, but we can hook up later. That's going to all feed to this. We'll put a splitter for the hose so we can assign water to it. It'll run through the pipe. That's going to get a plate. Still need to put a new junction box down there with some conduit up to the new GFCI there and tie into that junction box for power that goes to the gazebo, to the two outlets that he's going to be putting in. So, slow but meaningful, you know. I admit the project has taken on a life of its own. We're going to cut that drain pipe for the AC system. We're going to reroute that through a second pipe down into this drain here so it won't be above ground. And constantly dripping on the new pavers. So that makes sense. And overall, it's impossible to even step out there right now. There's stuff everywhere. So, we'll see what happens today. I think we're getting close to getting the aqueduct buttoned up. And then once that happens and he's satisfied with everything with all that, then the dirt gets filled in, then everything starts getting tamped down and raked and leveled, and then we start moving in on the base and all that stuff, so it should be interesting. So, we'll see what happens, Captain. Have a good day. And a happy Friday to you all. Jake America here. Today was a late start day for the Jack. We showed up around 12:30, 1 o'clock. Mark already had the day off. It was a miscommunication. He did more work, testing all the plumbing, getting everything tweaked, getting most of the rest of the piping routed. He has to reroute the AC drainage pipe. He's got the water line ran and the drainage ran for the eventual barbecue sink. I might pick up one of those laundry room composite type sinks, but it's pretty large. All the barbecue sinks that you see attached to these prep tables, they're like this bloody big and you can't fit anything in them. So we might do that, but the lines will be there prepped to go. A bit slow moving. This drainage stuff is taking on a whole life of its own. I was just looking at the revised quotes. The last quote that we upgraded when we started adding stuff, all that's included was dig a trench along the fence, weed mat it, and fill it with rock for drainage. So we haven't even discussed what the overage on the labor is, and I'm going to have that conversation with them tomorrow because we're already way over budget. It started out, we're going to take the pavers we got, clean them up, buy some more that are like it, regrade this and put them on nice and level, and then paint them. That was the original idea, and we're gonna dig a little trench and put some rock in there so when the rain comes, it drains a little better. And then that morphed into we're gonna build a Roman fucking aqueduct in your backyard with 18 million fucking pipes and the weeping pipes and changing the pitch and rerouting the water and got zigzags and looks like the Underground Railroad in my backyard over here. And I'm like, just thinking they still haven't touched any of the base or anything. Because I get it. It's a lot of work. And he came up with the idea. And we ran with it. But starting to cringe at the next revised quote, what the labor's going to be. He's a very fair guy. He's a very good guy and a smart guy. But, we don't want to hit 20K. It's getting up there, man. But whatever, we'll have a chat with Jack and see. Tomorrow I think we're going to make a lot more progress because He was testing the drainage with the hose today after he was here for 4.5 hours. And they got a little more routing of pipe for the AC to do. They started putting rock down, starting to get these different drain boxes put in place. He tamped down some of the dirt after this section was tested and sealed. Everything's glued up, good to go. So tomorrow I think we're going to see a real progress as far as getting everything recovered after he does some final testing and tweaks. And then start bringing in all the rock for the drainage to cover up the weeping pipes. And then there's, once all that's nice and tamped down with the right slope, it should go faster still. Then the base comes in, and that gets tamped down with the machine, slope gets checked, and then start bringing in the pavers. Get those installed, set them up, and then polymeric sand them. He said that based on the creation date of the pavers themselves, they don't recommend sealing them for 3 to 6 months. They need to go through a hot and a cold cycle, apparently, since these were made, I forget what he said, sometime in 25, a few months ago. The manufacturer that makes them states you don't want to seal them right away because they're still basically, I don't know if it's off-gassing, but something like that. The minerals are doing weird shit, and you don't want to seal them right away because it can result in a bad result. So that's where we are with the barbecue project. I'm so stoked, so happy. It's been dragging on, this whole aqueduct thing. I'm just like, this is a lot of drainage. The worst problem I ever had before any of this was by the fence. It would get like 2-3 inches of standing water under heavy rains, like June, July, August rains. But within an hour, they were soaked back into the ground. So, but I appreciate his effort and his Indiana Jones MacGyver mindset. You know, I just hope it doesn't equate to some crazy jump in labor. I expect to pay a little more in labor because he figured 1 day for the labor to do the drainage, and this is like day 3. Plus, we've dropped about 800-ish on parts so far at Lowe's on the drainage project alone. So I was trying to get like, I gotta talk to them tomorrow and say, where are we at with labor on this? Because this isn't just the original one. We expect to pay a little more labor on this, but you know, we don't want to get blindsided here. So we'll talk to Jack tomorrow about that. But it's going. He's an OCD perfectionist, which I appreciate. It'll probably stand the test of time. Longer after I'm dead and gone and I sell this place, the next family or two that own this place are going to have a perfect little patio that'll stand the test of time and drain properly and be perfectly level and look good. So I guess that's a thing. Anyway, got the tracking number for my ZCO. It wasn't dropped off today, so I probably won't it'll get dropped off Monday. It's slated for overnight next day, so I should get it probably Tuesday, I'm thinking. Bought a few more spots. When you win, you're obligated to buy some spots on tonight's drawing, so maybe cross my fingers if I'll get that XC after all, huh? A twofer. Jake America needs some luck in the house. It's been a rough year. I could use a little more magic mojo to make me smile a bit. Shit. Well, look, here's a little skanky can. That's why I like bottles, but they're so hard to clean up. Cans are on sale today at Publix, so. And around the pool, you don't want glass if you can avoid it. You break glass, you know, it's hard to get it all dogs in their paws if you're walking barefoot. So, but that's about it. Not really much else to talk about. Hope you had a good week, positive week. I hope you're doing okay out there. Hope all Larry's homies are getting through. It's been a tough week. Back to work. Still dealing. Larry's best of friends are still working on helping the mother and moving his stuff. And, you know, I know that it's both physically exhausting and emotionally exhausting because it's always in your face. They need time to mourn and not have it in their face too. I feel bad for them. My office, if there's anything I can do, I have a truck. But he said, no, we pretty much got it covered. So, yeah. And hope you have a good weekend. Not much else to talk about. No update on the Farm 1. What's it been, 1 or 2 days? Going back 4 or 5 years when I got my first can. How long is it? Is it 4? Maybe not even 3. Before the E-forms really started to get fast. The first can was what, 585 days because it got turned down because of the picture. Used to judge it in months, not weeks or days. So, yeah, whatever. All right, that's about it, man. Not much to talk about. All right, with one beer, you can go chill. And tomorrow's another day. Hopefully, see some progress on the completion of this project, and move on forward. Have a good week. See you when I see you. Knock on some wood for old Jake Merriga. Maybe I might get a twofer tonight. Win a Staccato XC or something else cool. So next time, your boy, Jake Merriga. Peace.